This program is brought to you by Parkway Cancer Center.
I felt the whole world fall on me. I thought it was the end of the world, the end of my life, because I knew there was no cure for cancer.
Cancer, it's a word none of us want to hear, but as the leading cause of death worldwide, it's a reality that more and more people are having to face. For the next 5 weeks, we'll take you to meet individuals among us who have braved one of the most dreaded and deadly diseases, battling unthinkable odds and emerging stronger, individuals who are truly cancer warriors.
Happy birthday, happy birthday.
This year, Bobby Rosales celebrated his 60th birthday in the Philippines, surrounded by family and friends. For Bobby, it was a birthday that had seemed impossible just 5 years ago when he was diagnosed with late-stage lung cancer.
Surviving, the battle with cancer, it's really a difficult ordeal, But I was really given the courage, by people around me. So, fate has been kind to me. And so kind that at every point in my life, people will come at the right time.
The ordeal of his life began in 2007 with a cough.
During the Christmas holidays of 2007, we were on the beach with my grandchildren, and I thought I was just having an asthma attack. But then when I coughed, there was some blood in it. So I felt really nervous, so I decided it's really time for me to undergo a series of tests.
An ex-smoker, Bobby was worried the blood signaled something was seriously wrong with his respiratory system. He sought out someone he could trust for advice and support, his family doctor and brother-in-law.
Actually, he came in for more of a checkup. And in the course of that checkup, I noticed there were some abnormalities on his chest x-ray. And I told him about it. So we tried to explore it further, and when we did the CT scans, then we noticed that there was a mass in his lung. And because of his past smoking history, I thought it would be a tumor, so I asked him to undergo more tests.
Bobby had to be admitted to hospital for further tests. But before he would agree to go, he asked Nestor to promise not to say anything to his family.
He struggled for an answer because he said, your wife is my sister, so how can I keep it from her? But then I will have to invoke the doctor-patient relationship, confidential relationship. And he laughed, and so finally he agreed, okay.
Not wanting to worry his loved ones, Bobby kept his secret through weeks of vigorous tests with no clear results. Then during a Valentine's Day dinner with his family, Nestor called with news. It was a call he would never forget.
I have some bad news, he said. I knew already what was coming. So he said, it's malignant, and so you will have to do some bone density tests, and maybe, to stage, the cancer,
The burden of the truth was heavy, because for Bobby, accepting the reality of his diagnosis felt like accepting his own death.
As far as I know anyway, being a layman, that cancer up to this time, up to that time, had no cure. No, the advances really are in the treatment, but no cure has been found yet for cancer. So if there is no cure, so why should I go through a treatment? I will die anyway. It's a death sentence. That's as far as I'm concerned.
Before he had even been treated, Bobby had already given up on life. Fortunately, his friend and boss, Chito Santos, was there to stop him from making a terrible mistake.
I told him, you know, I really don't want to go through it anymore. I decided to give up. Maybe just, you know, just go through a pain management, you know, just for the quality of life. That's of course, it was a long discussion. It was a series of discussions, you know, for several nights, you know. He really sought me out.
With sound advice and encouragement from his friend, Bobby had some serious thinking to do.
I had sleepless nights, you know. It's time to really reflect, you know, is it really, was my life really worth, you know, the way I lived it, and is it worth continuing, you know, the life that I have now? Why do I want to live longer? No? Immediately, you know, the first thing again that came to my mind was my family, my wife, my children. I already had grandchildren at that time. I want to love them more, and I want to see my children really succeed, and my grandchildren grow up, and those, I think, were the motivating factors also for me to really pursue the treatment.
Bobby decided it was time to share the truth with his wife.
Yeah.
I was shocked when I first found out, because I didn't know if it was what I was hearing was for real. Because I knew he was asthmatic, but I didn't think it's going to be like cancer. Of course, I cried. I didn't know what to do. And for me, I knew cancer was such a traitor disease. So I couldn't do anything. So I called up my family, and I had to ask for support. I mean, emotional support from them.
With a fresh zeal to carry on and the loving support of his family and friends, Bobby was ready to admit himself to hospital. Though he had overcome one hurdle, there were many more to come. He was about to learn just how serious his condition really was.